Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nikki and Brie Show, and look where we're at.
LA,
baby. We always love coming to our SiriusXM studios.
Oh my goodness, it's always fun to be here. You never know who you're gonna see.
Yeah,
right.
That's true. Even though we haven't seen anyone, we kind of walked in. It was a little ghost town.
Oh well, today.
Yes.
I thought you meant ever.
No,
I'm still waiting to have my run-in with Anthony Kiedis here.
I mean, I felt
When's that gonna happen?
You heard he was here one time, and now you feel like he's just hanging out. all
No,
the time.
I mean he might be podcasting somewhere. Who knows?
He doesn't podcast, does he?
Jamming out. I don't know. I thought.
Well, I was gonna say, I thought maybe finally after years we could say hi to John Mayer.
I know,
but then
right?
I realized he's, Grateful Dead is still doing their thing in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's right. That was pretty cool to have that during WrestleMania week, right?
Yeah, I mean they're still going. A part of me wants to go. I'm not really into the Grateful Dead music, but I feel like it would be an experience.
Obviously I first became obsessed with Jerry Garcia because of his last name. And then I became so obsessed with the Grateful Dead teddy bears. Do you remember this, Brie, when I'd buy the chokers with the teddy bears and I'd put all their patches on my jean jackets and backpacks? It's so weird because that was my middle school days. It was all about Grateful Dead bears. And I listened to a little bit of their stuff, but I was more into 90s
feel like
rock.
For you, what it was is you loved the Care Bears so much, and then you saw the Grateful Dead Bears, and it felt a little more edgier.
I loved the Care Bears. Did I?
I felt like we liked it. We
liked it, yeah, but I wasn't obsessed.
You just, you thought, ooh, look at these cute little bears, a little more edgier, rocking out.
Yeah, exactly. They were edgy and cool.
It's like you went up in your bear. Loving stages.
Right. Well, and it was always, where was this store we'd always shop at the mall? Spencer's. They were always all over Spencer's too.
Yeah.
I bet they're all over Hot Topic.
It's funny because, now on Instagram, there's so many memes that are geared towards the 90s. At least that hit my feed, which means I liked a couple, so now they flood in, right? And it always cracks me up of just when you look at how we were raised in the 90s compared to today. Someone put this video out of the holidays and what the malls look like, and the malls were the places to be at.
I know.
If you wanted to be seen, if you wanted to be social, you went to the mall.
Right.
And kids don't do that nowadays. There's malls don't exist really.
No, and you would smell, they'd always be doing the roasted nuts during that time
during
of
the
year.
holidays.
It was just always certain scents. And always, you couldn't wait for the limited edition of Bath and Body Works, what was going to be the new holiday scent. Maybe Victoria's Secret was going to have a drop.
Music was always blasting.
Yes. I miss those days. When I start to see now the 90 reels, I'm we were so lucky we grew up then.
Well, and I also feel too, let's say, okay, you go to the mall and it's not the holidays. You didn't know who you were going to bump into, but you knew you were going to bump into someone.
Right.
And that was fun.
That was fun.
So there was excitement. It just felt different.
Yeah, you put on cute outfit.
Cute boys worked at some of those shops, so you walked by it 100 times just staring.
I always feel bad. What was the department store that if we ever had to go number 2, that's where we'd go? We had that
Dillard's?
Yeah, I feel bad.
Or Mervyn's.
Or JCPenney. No one would ever go do it in Dillard's. You always went to JCPenney, which I feel is so messed up.
Which I don't remember that, but
you do too.
Do I?
It was next door to Charlotte Russe. Yes.
Yeah, but
up in the corner.
I don't remember that being
it's not we went all the time, but it was always the restroom spot if you needed to be away from people.
Damn, poor JCPenney's.
I know.
Or Mervyn's.
No, I loved Mervyn's. Mervyn's was amazing.
Mervyn's
Are they even around?
No, they're done.
That's
for
what
sure
I thought.
Done.
Yeah.
But yeah, the days, the good old days.
Well, we're about to have some good old days coming up.
Yeah, now we're going to have some more fun modern days, I guess. We're doing it.
No, French Riviera days.
Yeah. Nikki and I are literally right now in the midst of packing our bags to leave for France.
Yeah, we're headed to Monaco, baby.
Well,
you're right. We're first headed Nice, Cannes, Monaco, Rome. Rome to say au revoir.
Yeah.
Because au revoir is goodbye and hello, kind of, right?
No, bonjour.
Oh, you're right. So au revoir is where we say in Rome.
Yeah.
Bonjour is where we're in Nice.
C'est la vie, baby.
Yes.
Don't even get me started. But yeah, so Nikki and I were so excited. And we're actually going to do some podcasting out of there. But we're so excited because we're going to go to the film festival. Not like we're going to watch any films. We're not going to be on the big red carpet, so don't worry. We're not going to get tackled
we'll be there in
or
a few years.
whatever was going on the film festival red carpet last year. You remember that woman just being mean to people?
Yeah, she wasn't giving people their moment.
Yeah, but maybe she needed to run into a couple pro wrestlers to, get a little taste of her medicine.
Did like a little double hip toss to her.
I would have loved it. But we're going to be at some of the really fun parties with DraftKings, which I'm so excited. So you're going to have to check out our social medias because we'll be putting up so much. But you guys, they gave us one, we're staying on the Ritz-Carlton yacht. I know. Pinch us. Is this real life? It is.
It's crazy.
We can't believe it. And we're so excited. But they gave us this lookbook of outfits they recommend you bring to be part of the themed events and parties.
Right.
So like a Delilah's after party. There's like a burlesque one. I can't remember all the different, like a olive party. I mean, the list goes on. And then they give you like this kind of collage of different of all this fashion. Mm-hmm. And I was just like looking through the lookbook, and I'm like, oh my goodness!
What?
Like, Nikki,
first of all,
we get to experience this for a week.
You know it's going to be a good time when you get sent to mood board.
Always.
I mean, that is just guaranteed. You are going to have the greatest time.
For sure.
Because you know what it is? There's something about when everyone shows up and is vibing right, you don't even need your drinks yet. It just already sets a tone. So when I got sent to mood board, I'm like, here we go. Like, this is going to be so amazing.
It's so incredible that we get to go out there with Dynasty Rewards by DraftKings. I mean, the way that they treated us in Augusta, Georgia with the Masters, I can't even imagine how France is going to be.
I know.
So
they spoil us. You guys definitely have to check them out. It's really cool what they do. But
I feel like all reward programs, they always have the greatest perks.
Always.
Like anytime you use your rewards, you're going to have the greatest trip ever.
Beyond.
Because they do everything, like the fact that we have all these themed parties and they're telling you dress code and all the fun events.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to do anything. You just...
You don't.
Or like told to be somewhere and you're like, all right.
Is they make the experiences premium. They make it royal. You know what I mean?
Royal. You love that.
I love that. You know me.
Goodness me. And we got so far all our outfits. I feel like we've nailed it.
I know I've done a lot of shopping, but I still need to try a few things on. And if I need to shop more, I'm going to do it.
Really? I mean, I just
feel
like...
me? When am I ever going to go back on the Ritz-Carlton yacht? Be in all these places, VIP. I mean, hopefully maybe more in the future, but probably not. So, yeah, I'm making sure I have new outfits for everything.
Yeah, well, I'm super bummed because my basement flooded after we had these really crazy heavy rains, and our pump was really old and wasn't pumping out water. I don't know. Old house. So it flooded my whole basement except this one little side, but my big box of like nice clothes I keep.
No, what I'm saying is, but that's what you get for wanting to rewear dresses again. So
what?
I'm just kidding.
So my whole basement flooded, and I go, oh my gosh, Brian, my big, really nice, where I keep all my fancy clothes, the whole box was in the water. So I pulled it out. I am not kidding. I opened it, and what kind of is weird, it's in a big plastic box, but literally it flooded every single clothes, all my clothes.
I know.
Soaked in water and then got all moldy. I'm still actually trying to figure out what do I do, because I'm not putting it in the garbage can. I'm not letting it go to the dump, ruin our land. So I got to figure out.
So your dresses are filled with mold and you're just going to hang on to it?
Not hang on to it, but I want to find a better way to
burn them. But then mold will get in the air.
But burn them. Like I do that in my backyard and create a fire. There has to be a way. And if you know a way, please call our hotline and tell me.
Brie, just throw it away, girl.
I'm not putting it in the garbage can. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Google. I don't know. Ask ChatGPT. I guarantee ChatGPT knows what to do.
He probably actually, or he, she, whatever, it knows.
Yeah, it knows. It knows.
But I do. But it does make me sad because there was a couple outfits in there that would have been perfect.
I know. They would have been. But now this is a chance you get to have some new, and it'll be exciting and fun.
Yeah. It will be. So, but, so Nikki and I are really fun. It's actually, when we were on our way here, her and I were trying to figure out what we're going to do right before the boat. My kind of vote was, I think we should walk around the downtown of Nice.
But we've done that. We've wrestled there.
I know, but like, I feel like it'd be different for us this time at our age.
Okay,
like,
so I've been dying to go to this 5-star resort.
for lunch.
By the Four Seasons, it's like Hotel de Coupe, blah, blah, blah. It's iconic. It's like become such an iconic spot that even Emily in Paris filmed there. So there you go. That just shows you how iconic it's become. And all I want to do is have lunch there. I'm like, we have so much time. And so we could just get a car service and have like a nice lunch there before we board the yacht.
Yeah. I mean,
We've seen, I love Nice, but we've seen Nice.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
It just feels weird to like go out of your way.
30 minutes. I mean, that's like getting a shake here in LA. That's like a mile down the street.
Well, yeah, that's like an hour. But I don't know. It just doesn't sound like vacation to go so far out of your way to grab lunch somewhere.
30 minutes.
Okay, fine.
Driving on the coast of the French Riviera where you're looking at the ocean.
Are you driving on the coast?
Yeah. By the way, I know you were there last year, but I've been to Cannes and Nice and around that area. You're pretty much, especially driving to that hotel, you're driving right on the coastline.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's like being in Como when you're just driving on their coastlines.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's lake lines, not coastlines, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I think something like that because, one, that hotel is so insanely expensive, so we may never stay the night there. But
we're going to grab some lunch there
Let's
and walk
grab
around.
Lunch there.
Ask
Why
if
not?
we could peek in their rooms and imagine.
No.
Imagine ourselves.
Whatever. But it would be just fun to go wine and dine for a bit before, you know, you are getting on a yacht. It just goes with the whole experience, at least for me. It's like such a dream.
Well, you know, it's really interesting because the F1, I feel like, has become a really big deal. I feel like you see celebrities all the time at the any F1,
It's become
whether
very
it was
pop
Las
culture.
Vegas, Miami. Then
I was watching with the Miami one because, you know, Mateo loves cars. Actually, cars. Buddy would have probably loved it. So I was watching it on TV, and I will say the cars are so beautiful. I think, especially when you're a boy mom and they're playing with those kind of cars all the time, I was like, whoa, it's just weird to see them race now. And then to see like advertisements on the course of like Louis Vuitton and Rolex, that just being a NASCAR girl, that like makes me laugh. Like, whoa, it's such a different world. Like, I'm just so fired up because I've always heard about it. I've always wanted to go to Monaco because of Princess Grace Kelly. I've always wanted to just know that. Like, I've always been obsessed of it with her. But then with F1 and like the fact that we get to go to Nikki's Beach, which is like the most iconic spot because it's one of the main turns in the race, and Nikki's Beach is placed right there, and so it's an iconic spot. And the fact
that's
that
one of our days that we'll be watching.
that we get to watch from there is like so cool. And I just love after being at the Masters, like I love when places have dress codes and it just has to be a certain way. Like it makes the experience more fun.
It makes it feel like you're going to a costume party. You get excited to dress up, be on theme, and
it just makes me feel like I'm a royal. Like I'm doing something that like only the royals will do, and like I get this opportunity to do it. That's what it makes me feel like.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know, ritzy.
Snooty,
yeah,
snobby,
yeah.
You know, and it cracks me up because so Nikki and I, they're like, "Do you guys want to buy a ticket? We'll give it to you half off for the Nikki Beach viewing party." And we're like, "Yes, yep." Anything. I mean, we're doing like this wine tasting thing at Whispering Angel, but I don't know what it is about vacation, but you feel like shit. Yeah, you say
our
yes
business
to
managers are going to hate us after this.
Yeah,
but it's like going to be my only vacation in a really like I don't see one coming up in the future at some point. Maybe Christmas time, probably not. You and I never really vacation.
It's true.
So that's why I'm like going all in on it. Like
this is it.
This is it. I want to get some spa stuff done. That's why I shopped a lot. And I mean, you know what I mean. I shopped a lot, actually.
But you haven't even signed up for spa stuff, so I don't know if that's going to be happening for you.
I thought you were doing it for me.
No, I said I couldn't do it for you. You got to set up your own portal.
Okay, but I emailed them, and no one's emailing me back.
You might not be on the boat.
Yeah.
I will be waving.
I'll be swimming next to that thing. Yeah, I'd be so mad.
Bye, bitch.
I should check up on it today.
You should check up on it.
I know. It's just like...
It's like around the corner, and it seems that it's all like serious stuff dealing with passports and all that.
When I think of my young 20 self and like the iconic spots I'd always hear about, Nikki Beach, Actually, Nikki Beach in Miami, right? Because that's the one.
Nikki Beach is in different place because it's also in Cairns,
but it
right?
started, I believe, in Miami, right? Anyone?
No, I think it started in France.
But isn't it they're the one that took my ID, my fake ID, Nikki's Beach in Miami? I'm almost positive that's where it started.
That was so long ago. I don't remember.
Was
41.
I 19? I remember when he looked and he goes, so what's your name? And I'm like, Lillian Marciano. And he goes and asks me on the details. And I'm like, fuck.
How'd you not memorize all the stuff?
No, I did. But I think we already had a few drinks. I had to think about it. And then he goes, look, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to keep this. But if this really isn't you, I'm going to give you a chance to walk away without calling the cops. And I was like, okay, bye. But I was like,
dumb.
dang, give it back. That ID got me in everywhere. Yeah. And then I lost it. I swear it was Nikki's Beach in Miami.
But I will say.
And then I always was like, had a thing with Nikki's Beach where it was like I couldn't get in because I was young, but I always wanted to be in. And so.
I don't know. The picture did not look like you, so you're lucky to go as far as you did.
She kind of looked like me.
Brown hair, brown
Liliana?
eyes.
The only thing was she was so tall, so the height, I mean, alone, I think it said 5'10". Clearly was 5'6". Oh, no, but I'd wear high heels.
But
that literally got me into a Bud Light Super Bowl party. When the Super Bowl was Tampa Bay versus the Raiders in San Diego. And then they literally threw me in. They were doing clips of commercials and Shauna and I got in and they have no idea that they're literally filming 19, 20-year-olds.
Jeez.
They're we're just like drinking and like dancing on their platform. But like, we got it. That party was so hard to get into. And that ID got me in. That ID got me into a lot of places, not PB. In San Diego.
And now as a mom, it freaks me out thinking like I'm going to always have to check to make sure Birdie never has a fake ID.
Mom and I went and got drinks. I swear you were there when we were sharing that fake ID for a bit, remember?
For a long time.
We'd like pass it. Dude, that's crazy. I'll never forget the time you got into a bar. So I went in with the fake ID and had to do the scary stuff. You grabbed a drink from outside and you came in and they stopped you. You go, oh, I just came in. And they were like, oh, yeah. And you did a total twin thing.
I did.
And you walked in without even being checked.
Beauty of being twins. And I was so terrified. But I told myself, I'm like, the worst thing they can say is like, no, I don't think so. And I just like go back to my room.
That happened to me in front of, I didn't have an ID. And I was like, I'm just going to try. And I went up and they go, seriously? And I go, oh, I know. I left it in my car. And he goes, you're not. And I waited in line for so long. It was with Holly, actually. And Amy.
Oh, my God. I did the worst thing one time in Las Vegas to get into a bar.
Great.
Yeah, it's PG. It's not X-rated. But I go to the person because I'm so against drinking and driving. But I was like, hey, I don't have a ID. I got a DUI earlier this week, so they took my driver's license. But I Ubered here. Not Ubered at the time. We'd say taxi. I don't know what to do. And he's like, man, I feel for you because I got one. And the person, we get into this long talk, and I'm lying. And I disagree with drinking and driving, so I wanted to say, you idiot, but I'm having to play along. And then...
And you got in?
I got in.
Unreal.
I know. And it was like the worst feeling. It was like I should have been proud. I got in. I talked my way through. I should be a lawyer. But no, I couldn't. I didn't even probably order a drink. I felt so bad. I was like, I'm never going to do that again.
Yeah.
I'm never going to pretend. But yeah, I mean, I think of some of the stuff.
It was so fun.
It was.
I will say.
It was terrifying, but thrilling.
Yeah. But Delilah's pop-up pool party on the yacht, I mean, what a dream.
I know. It's a big dream.
When I saw that on the itinerary, I'm like, here we're so obsessed with Delilah's. Like, Delilah's Las Vegas, most incredible spot, hard to get into. And then I'm like, we get a pop-up pool party on the yacht with them. It's going to be to the nines.
To the nines.
I can't wait.
Not a detail missed.
Okay, so I will say, I'm kind of hoping a little bit, but then I'm like, someone goes, well, like, no, that could ruin, like, don't even care about that. I can't remember who said that to me the other day. But I saw how capacity, so it's up to like 298 people on this
Staying
yacht.
on the boat. Yeah.
But that's like with everyone, right?
Right.
So there has to be, I would guess, around maybe 150 guests, I think.
Ooh, you want a vacay fling.
Well, just someone to flirt with, you know what I mean? Hopefully there'll be someone good on the boat. I mean, and obviously okay if there's no one.
Well, I hope so.
Duh.
But you want a Vacay Fling.
Wouldn't, like, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
In France?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. Vacay Fling, Nikki.
I mean, it would be fun. What an experience. Talk about a yacht, Monaco, Vacay Fling.
Have some good makeouts. All right.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, Brie, so before we get into some inspiration affirmation, want to play a little game with me? Some full throttle or box?
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Okay, so here's how it works. Answer each scenario using full throttle or box.
All right.
So full throttle is like a total, yes, I'm all in.
I'm gassing
a box is kind of like what Mateo's been doing lately. Nope. Stop right there. Right. You get the big X.
All right.
And you do know where these terms are from, right?
You know, I don't know racing that well, but I actually know this.
Okay, so everyone, in case you didn't know, because I actually didn't, in F1, full throttle means, you put the pedal to the metal and go full speed, which I think we all know that one.
Yes.
But box is an F1 term used to direct drivers to make a pit stop.
Which I actually didn't know that one.
No.
But I just figured it out.
But now I kind of like that because, if we want anyone to make a pit spot towards me, maybe that's will be our code on the yacht. Brie. Box. He needs to make a pit stop right over here to mommy.
Good old mom jokes.
Yeah. Fuck, we're getting old. All right. You're asked to wave the flag to start the Monaco Grand Prix. You down?
Full throttle.
You better, bitch.
Okay, so when we asked to do this in NASCAR, they're literally filming one of the ESPN or one of them, and they ask me. They go, and the 3 famous words, and I'm about to say it, and you realized I was about to say, on your marks, get set, go.
Yes.
And she cut me off and I thought those were the 3 famous words.
No. I can't even remember them
Start
right now,
your engines.
That's right. Start your engines. I'm like,
I was blushing and I didn't even embarrass myself yet, but just the feeling of knowing.
Goodness, you had
almost did.
You would have never lived that down.
This is why you need a 20.
Gentlemen, start your engines. And
I just think it's start your engines. They don't do gentlemen anymore.
Oh, no, they do. Last time I was in Phoenix and did it, they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But anyways, I remember crying laughing when I got home telling Brian, because I'm like, Brian, could you imagine on live television if I said, on your marks, get set,
we for sure can.
Go.
Well, I saved you there.
But is that the F1 or do I say that?
No, we're going full throttle. You and I, if we could ever wave a flag, I'd do it there.
Monaco F1.
No. There's
coming.
way cooler people than us. Just kidding. No, you're right. We're coming.
Oh my gosh.
You're offered front row seats at the race, but have to wear a full leather racing suit with heels all day.
Box.
What?
Yep. I'd rather be in my bikini at Nikki Beach than sweat my ass off front row.
Well, I'd go full throttle because I'll sweat off 5 pounds, look really effing hot, maybe go viral on the internet, and yeah, for sure.
But also, are you taking a risk sitting front row? I don't like taking those type of risks.
I know, actually.
I want to be at the beach.
Yeah, I need to know.
Above looking.
Yeah. I mean, you've never heard anything happen like that in Monaco. So if I was in Vegas, I probably wouldn't sit front row.
No.
No, I want to
Not
see it
for me.
Anyway. Yeah.
Not for me.
Okay. You get dared to streak through a celebrity-packed Monaco yacht party. Full throttle or box. I don't know if we asked Brie this or Brie mode.
So Brie mode would say full throttle, and Brie would say box.
Yeah, I'm a for sure box. My ass running naked. No one needs to see that.
But it would take me a moment. I would stop. I'd really think about it.
Brie mode would, yes, 1,000% do it because you have done it.
Yeah. My poor husband would die.
He would, or your kids now. Yeah. But your husband, for sure. I couldn't even imagine making that call. Yeah. A hot race car driver offers you a ride off the track. Are you going?
Well, Brie here is box, but Nikki, are you going?
I mean, shit. Why not be daring in your 40s? Full throttle.
I mean, that could be your vacation fling.
Yeah. It'd be a little scary.
You guys, single Nikki's coming to France.
Yeah.
Who wants to be your fling?
Okay. I mean, this isn't Rhea.
Well,
all right.
If you're not going on any dating apps, we might as well do it right here on the Nikki and Brie Show.
Oh, gosh. I prefer it to be old school, Brie. I prefer to have a moment, and then it goes from there.
No better moment than on vacay.
Well, I'd like a moment like sipping an Aperol Spritz sitting by the pool.
And then an F1 driver walks by.
Yeah. As he looks at the 20-year-olds, and I'm like, oh, just kidding.
He's like, hey, one of these, your friends, cousins.
Daughters, just kidding. I look really young. You're offered a lap in an F1 car going 200 miles per hour. You're such a box in this.
I'm a box in this because at NASCAR, when they were going, how fast was he going?
He was going about, 220.
You know what?
No, that one was 180.
Yeah.
I went 220.
You know, my stomach the whole time was in knots and I had butterfly. I'm like, am I having fun or am I scared for my life? I don't like that.
Well, being in a NASCAR with Dale Earnhardt hitting that speed, that was so effing fun. So I would do it full throttle.
I think I need more the thrill of being butt naked, streaking with everyone.
Yeah, we do have different adrenaline rushes. Okay, you accidentally crash a VIP party. Do you double down and pretend you're invited?
Oh, yeah. Full throttle.
Full throttle.
I'm for sure invited, and I'm going to convince everyone in there that I am.
See, I get embarrassed. I'd probably be a box.
You would, and I wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't. One more
to each. How about that?
Okay, fine. Here's yours. You're dared to slap a Bonita wine label sticker, wine label sticker, on a famous driver's car.
Full throttle.
Better, bitch.
Even if they kick my ass out. I'm doing
Do it naked.
All right. And you're invited to the VI pit lane, but it means waking up at 4 a.m.
I might have to do box because I'm on fucking vacation.
But also, you might have jet lag and be up at 4 a.m.
Well, if I was naturally up, then I'd be like, okay. But if I had to set an alarm to look cute, to be in line at 4 a.m., no. I would rather...
Not lying. You're going to the VI pit.
VIP
pit lane.
I don't...
Once in a lifetime. It's part of the trip's theme.
Yeah, and so is sleeping in on a yacht, popping Dom. I think I'd rather sleep in.
All right.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
But I will say that game's made me even more excited to get
excited. And you guys, when we come back, we are going to tell you every single story.
We're going to have so many stories. The only thing we're nervous about is right now our layovers in Newark. And we're like, we think we need to change it.
And not because of safety reasons. We know it's safe. It's
no,
more
but everything's getting delayed and canceled. We can't get canceled.
Well, and this is the thing is that if we have a 2-hour layover.
Right.
And then my thing is then if all of a sudden... So 2-hour layover, you were just delayed going into Newark 2 hours. Then we miss our connection. Then we're missing boarding the boat.
Okay, no bad juju. Brie, hit us with some inspo.
I'm going to right now, but I'm kind of feeling that
Let's just call United and ask them. Let's ask the pros.
Yeah.
Let's ask them their advice.
I agree.
But it does suck when you already have all your seats and their beds.
Yeah.
Why does Newark have... What's going on there? And that... airport's so gorgeous. They just had such a good remodel.
I know.
But anyways, all right.
Yeah. So I saw this quote and I really liked it. And last week I was in Bentonville, which we're going to bring on Angie Cooper. So I was in Bentonville for the Heartland Forward Summit. So the COO and president of the Heartland Forward, Angie Cooper, is coming on the podcast
which will be
next week.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm so excited for all of you. I'm actually probably 2 weeks. And we're going to talk all about it. I'm going to tell you all about my experience when I was there. There was a couple little hard things that happened, just personally in life. And then, there was just some stories I heard. And I was on Pinterest. And I saw this quote from Irene Zoika.
Is it Irene or is it really Irene?
Irini.
Irene. Irene. I knew the minute you said Irene, I'm like...
I'm so sorry, Irene, for calling you Irene. And for crying laughing. I just suck with names. This is why I never wanted to be a school teacher.
She's the worst.
I would have poor things.
Or
student.
be a podcaster. I mean, all the names we get, I'm like, shit.
It fucks me up.
We're the worst. I mean, it's not just with names.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's a lot of language.
And I just wish everyone at Starbucks, everyone at Starbucks actually messes up my name. I'm like Brianna, and they always call me Rihanna. So I'm like, I guess karma happens to me all the time.
Oh, well, I'd like to be called Rihanna.
I know.
Jeez.
But you know what I mean? Because I'm like, do I say my name wrong when I order? Anyways, this quote I saw and I thought it was cute. Often, life won't be gentle with you, so you have to become gentle with yourself. And I thought how true that is. I feel like life can be so hard at times. And there's some weeks that are so great, and then the next week you just, you get hit with something really personal that you're like, how am I going to get through this? Or something business-wise, like, professional as well, whether, a boss makes it hard on you, or, you're looking at financials and you're like, do we keep going? Should we close the doors? There's so many different things. And I feel like we can be hard on ourselves, like, blaming and thinking like, was it me? Was it this? And it's like, no, it's already getting hard. So why I can't be hard on myself? Like, if I'm more gentle on me, I feel like I see more clarity and like the bigger picture of anything I'm going through. That's tough.
Yeah. So I take it as like, I feel like we can be so hard on ourselves, like the way we speak to ourselves. Like you do something like, oh, I'm so stupid. Why would I do that? Like, or why did I let that happen? Or why did I put myself in that situation? Or, oh, look, you look so old. Or you know what I mean?
You do that a lot, by the way.
Okay. But what I'm saying is I feel like what I take from that is we just need to be more gentle with ourselves, because it's kind of crazy. I'll look when I was hard on myself, let's just say 5 years ago, I'll now look at those photos and be like, oh my God, you looked so good, or you look so happy, you look so this or that.
For sure.
And so like outer wise, I definitely feel that way. And then just like you're allowed to make mistakes. So to like be like how we always say, like give others grace, like you need to give yourself grace because life is hard.
What I have learned, and I feel like it helps me, is I always am like, it's in your hands, God. I'm like, how much I would love to be able to control it. I can't.
Yeah.
And sometimes what I think is right for me, he knows up there it's not.
Yeah.
And so it's like the minute I could let go of like, I'm not the one making the decisions. I mean, I do, obviously. But at the same time, when I leave it to him and I'm like, when things do come in, like become the obstacles, I'm like, oh, because it's redirected me. Because I was thinking I'm supposed to go down this one path and I'm forcing it almost.
Yeah.
But those obstacles are hard because he's like, no, that's not the path I want you on.
Right.
So he shoves me back on the path I'm meant to be on. And so, that I was thinking that when I was in Bentonville, I was thinking that because so much was going on in those couple days I was there. And I was just like, wow, like, you sometimes you think you're supposed to be going one way and something will just shove you right to a different way. And you're like, oh, this is right. This is how I'm supposed to be. This is the direction I'm supposed to be going.
I feel like yesterday, that's why Mother's Day was so magical for us, because we were just so present. Like I told you like, oh, we're going to do a nice lunch, but I didn't want to wear makeup yesterday. And Teo and I, we all just, and your fam, we just had so much fun. We were just in the moment. We were at the park. We had a nice lunch. Then you and I went and did spa stuff. We never worried about taking photos or like, we were just in the moment. It wasn't about oh, look, everyone, look at how great our Mother's Day is, or look at this, and we were just so present. We didn't care about social. We didn't care about sharing it with anyone else, like even family, just except for us being in the moment. And I really loved that yesterday. Like it was really so special and fun. And even Saturday, T-ball game, and then all of us at the pool, especially Birdie, Teo, and I, shutting the pool down at 6:45 p.m. Like, special.
Yeah. And
it was a great weekend.
Our Mother's Day with a nice scalp massage and body massage.
I still have oil in my hair. I was scrubbing my hair this morning, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't get the oil out.
Well, I snored like 2 or 3 times in massage, and I was like, sorry. She's like, no, you're supposed to be relaxed. And I'm like, damn.
When I like drooled when I was facing down, I go, oh my gosh, I guess I really needed this.
All I know is
crazy.
I told Brian, I'm like, it's really hard not to ask you for a scalp massage every night.
Mine actually wasn't the greatest because of my hair extensions. Not her fault. It's just, yeah. So I feel like that's why it's hard to get my oil out, because of my hair extensions and like.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I was about to be like, just rub my face. I love a good face massage.
Oh, me too.
All right, Brie. Well, Everyone, look for videos on the Nikki and Brie Show IG page, TikTok, Facebook, and the Nikki and Brie Show is also on SiriusXM Stars 109. Also, don't forget to call us at 833-GARCIA-2. Brie, this has been a fun catch-up. I cannot wait to share a trip with everyone.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
I don't know. Maybe you come home with a man.
Okay. We're not making this about men.
I know.
We're making it about hot outfits, caviar, and champagne.
No one making a headline about it. I'm kidding.
Honestly. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Enjoy your guys' week.